flights are $1,450 each, Mum texted. Then I sent the $9,540 she put on my card. The notification lit up my phone at 3:47 a.m. $9,540 pending charge. Alaska Airlines. My heart stopped. I hadn't booked any flights. Then came Mum's text. Flights are $1,450 each. Family reunion in Maui next month. Already charged your card since you offered to help with expenses. I stared at the message, remembering clearly that I'd never offered anything. 6 business class tickets to Hawaii charged to my emergency credit card she'd borrowed 3 months ago for groceries. This wasn't the first time she'd helped herself to my money, but it would be the last. If you're watching, subscribe and tell me where you're tuning in from. My name is Sarah Chen, and I'm a 32-year-old software engineer in Seattle. 3 months ago, Mum called crying about being short on groceries. Just this once, she'd promised when I gave her my backup credit card. I should have known better. Growing up, I watched her drain Dad's accounts before their divorce, always with elaborate justifications. Now, as the only child with a stable income, I'd become her personal ATM. The morning after the charge, I called the credit card company. Yes, I see the transaction, the representative confirmed. 6 first-class tickets to Maui. Departing March 15th, the purchaser used the saved card information from a previous authorized transaction. My stomach churned. She'd saved my card details from that grocery run. I texted back carefully. Mum, I didn't authorize this purchase. Please cancel the tickets immediately. Her response came instantly. Don't be dramatic, Sarah. You said at Christmas you wanted to contribute more to family events. This is your contribution. Besides, I already told everyone you're sponsoring the trip. I screenshot everything and opened my laptop. The credit card statement showed more than just the flights. 3 months of charges I hadn't noticed. $340 at Nordstrom, $580 at a spa, $1,200 at Williams-Sonoma, nearly $12,000 in unauthorized charges, including the flights. My emergency fund, meant for medical crises or job loss, evaporated for her shopping sprees. By 9 a.m., I sat in the office of Patricia Winters, the fraud investigation specialist at my bank. These are clear, unauthorized charges, she said, reviewing my documentation. Since she's your mother and had initial permission for one purchase, this becomes more complex. However, saving your card information and making subsequent purchases without consent is still fraud. What are my options? I asked. Patricia leaned forward. You can dispute the charges, but you'll need to file a police report. The bank will investigate, and if fraud is confirmed, the charges will be reversed. The merchant, in this case, the airline and stores, will pursue your mother for the funds. I thought about my siblings, my brother Mike in Denver, my sister Lisa in Phoenix. Both struggled financially. While Mum lived in a 4,000 square foot house, Dad left her in the divorce, driving a Mercedes, taking wine tours with her book club. They'd been guilted into contributing for years. Maybe it was time someone stopped the cycle. There's something else, Patricia added, pulling up her screen. Our investigation team flagged unusual activity. Your mother appears to have cards linked to multiple family members' accounts. Your authorization triggered a deeper review. My phone buzzed. Lisa, Mum just texted that you're paying for everyone's Maui trip. Thank you so much. The kids are so excited. Then, Mike, seriously generous of you. Sis, Mum said you insisted on first class for everyone. By noon, I'd made my decision. I called my attorney, David Kim, who'd helped with my home purchase. I need to protect my assets and deal with identity theft by a family member, I explained. First step is the police report, David advised. Then we'll freeze your credit, change all accounts, and create a legal barrier. I'm also recommending you check if she's opened any accounts in your name. The credit check revealed 2 credit cards I didn't recognize, both near their limits. $18,000 more in debt under my name. My excellent credit score had dropped 100 points. She'd been systematically destroying my financial future while I paid her grocery bills. That evening, I attended our monthly family video call. Mum beamed from her living room, my aunts and uncles joining from various locations. Everyone, Sarah has wonderful news about our family reunion. Actually, I do have news, I said calmly. I've discovered $30,000 in fraudulent charges on my accounts. I've filed a police report and initiated a full investigation. Mum's face went white. Sarah, what are you talking about? The $9,540 in flights charged to my card without permission, the shopping sprees. The 2 credit cards opened in my name. I shared my screen, showing the bank statements. It's all documented. My Aunt Helen gasped. Linda, you said Sarah offered to pay for everyone. She did, Mum sputtered. She's just being vindictive, because I planned something nice for the family. I have the text where you admitted to charging my card without asking, I continued, and the bank has records of you saving my card information from one authorized purchase to make dozens of unauthorized ones. My Uncle Robert, a retired judge, spoke up. Linda, that's wire fraud. That's federal. The call erupted. Mum tried deflecting, claiming I'd promised to help. That family should support each other, that I was being selfish with my tech money. But as I calmly presented evidence, screenshots, statements, the police report number, the family's mood shifted. Wait, Lisa said slowly. Mum, you told me Sarah volunteered to pay. Are you saying you just ... took her money? Mike added, is this why you needed my credit card for emergencies last year? Did you do this to me too? By the end of the call, 3 more siblings and cousins admitted to mysterious charges they'd ignored to keep the peace. The family reunion in Maui became an emergency intervention about Mum's spending and theft the next morning. I met with Detective Morrison from the Financial Crimes Unit. Your mother's pattern shows escalating behavior, she explained, starting with small authorized purchases, then saving payment information, gradually increasing amounts. It's textbook family financial abuse. What happens next? I asked. The airline and merchants will be notified. They'll reverse the charges and pursue her for the funds. With multiple victims coming forward, this becomes a larger case. She likely faced charges. Mum called 47 times that day. I didn't answer. Instead, I focused on damage control. Freezing credit, changing every password, moving my emergency funds to a new bank she didn't know about. My employer's legal team even got involved when we discovered she'd tried to call HR, pretending to be me, asking about my salary and benefits. A week later, the reversal hit. Alaska Airlines cancelled all 6 tickets and demanded immediate payment from Mum. The credit cards in my name were closed. Their balances transferred to her as the verified user. The shopping charges bounced back. In total, $30,000 in debt suddenly landed on her doorstep. She showed up at my office, making a scene in the lobby. How could you do this to your mother? I raised you. I sacrificed everything. Security intercepted her as I came down. You stole from me, I said simply. You committed fraud. You've been stealing from all of us for years. It's not stealing when it's family. She screamed as security escorted her out. You owe me. I gave you life. My boss, Janet, who'd witnessed the scene, pulled me aside. HR wants to increase building security. We've seen this before with family financial abuse. You're not alone. The criminal case proceeded quickly once Mike and Lisa added their evidence. 6 family members total came forward with unauthorized charges spanning 3 years. Mum hired a lawyer who tried to argue family gifts and misunderstandings, but our evidence was overwhelming. Texts admitting to charges, saved card information, forged signatures on applications. The paper trail was extensive because she'd never thought we'd unite against her. 3 months later, at her sentencing hearing, Mum played the victim one last time. My children abandoned me. After everything I did for them, they're sending me to prison over money. Judge Patricia Hawkins wasn't moved. Mrs. Chen, you systematically stole from your children, damaged their credit, and showed no remorse. You violated the most fundamental trust between parent and child. The sentence: 2 years federal prison, 3 years probation, full restitution to all victims. The courtroom was packed with family members she'd stolen from over the years. As they led her away, she screamed that we'd regret this, that family was supposed to protect each other. We are protecting each other, Lisa said quietly. From you. The aftermath was complex but healing. The 6 of us who'd testified formed a support group, sharing stories we'd never told before. Mike revealed she'd emptied his daughter's college fund. Lisa discovered Mum had been collecting rent on a property in Lisa's name she didn't know existed. Every story was worse than the last. I used my restored emergency fund to help my siblings repair their credit. We sold Mum's house to pay restitution, discovering she'd taken out loans against it in Dad's name even after their divorce. The fraud went deeper than any of us imagined. A year later, we held our own family reunion in a cabin in Colorado. Paid for honestly, everyone contributing what they could actually afford. No guilt, no manipulation, no surprise charges. Just family being family without the financial abuse. Mum sends letters from prison sometimes, alternating between rage and manipulation. I'm an old woman in prison because my children are heartless. I don't read them anymore. The woman who gave me life also tried to destroy it for designer handbags and first-class flights. But here's what I learned. Family isn't a free pass to commit crimes. Love isn't measured in forced financial support. And sometimes the greatest act of love is saying no and meaning it. My credit score is back up to 780. My emergency fund is rebuilt. My siblings and I have closer relationships than ever, bonded by survival rather than guilt. And Mum, she's learning that orange jumpsuits don't come from Nordstrom. If someone in your family is financially abusing you, know this. You're not alone. It's not your fault. And you deserve protection. Document everything. Seek help. And remember, keeping the peace isn't worth losing your future. Your voice matters. Share your story in the comments. Have you dealt with financial abuse from family? How did you protect yourself? Names and some details have been changed for privacy, but the crime, the consequences, and the healing are real. Family should lift you up, not drain you dry. Choose wisely who has access to your life and your finances. Blood relation isn't a license to steal.